so vain. You thought this roast was about you. At least a manager, senior manager. Me. Nope. Caleb and I are doing the honors. To start things off, we'd like to add a promotional point. We're being paid by Marenco's Premium Ice Cream. For every ice cream reference, premium ice cream reference, Marenco's reference, etc. Matt, we can catch up later.
Okay, so we could do what normal people do during this roast, which is that lazy, Facebook throw up embarrassing picture after embarrassing picture after embarrassing picture after embarrassing picture. But we're not going to do that because we're not lazy. We're only going to think outside the box tonight. And we're going to try to get the audience involved a little bit. I don't know if this has ever been done before, but we're going to try it, see how it works out. So we're going to put a little quiz out here, and all the answers can be found in the working capital report. So this is going to test Sam McGrain's readership here, so he's going to be looking very intently at you for answers as well. The first question I think we've got here is Gautam. Is Gautam here? Gautam and Sujata share the same? No, not last name. What we're looking for is favorite ice cream flavor. That's right. Cookie overload. Gautam and Sujata both love cookie overload.
So, Sujata and the finance community. Nothing needs to be said about this. Sujata, does one event go unturned without Sujata touching it? Who really wants to go to the book club? Who wants to read? Did you read the books? No, she never read the books. No. Sujata once said to me, and this was total confidence, honesty, Laura, I've planned every event that I've wanted to. Now it's time to plan my wedding. Andy, I don't know if you remember this, but during one of the community calls, Sujata piped up and said, I'll plan that, And I wish I could have seen Angie's face be like, you want to plan something else? It's true, isn't it? So one thing about Sujata is that she's very professional at work. She exudes executive presence that CFOs would dream of. However, at home, Sujata has some of us thinking. So at work, Sujata, you hear her talking about capital balances and Marenco's. While at home, Sujata, she plays R-rated board games, partakes in late-night quilting, and there's wine upon wine upon wine, and a few bottles of vodka thrown in.
So one of the things that Sujata does at home that I've always found pretty fascinating is she's very supportive of the arts. And particularly, she has a very mature appreciation for the artistic value of the human body. By this I mean, and I don't consider myself an expert or anything like that, but every time I go to Sujata and Matt's apartment, I learn something new about the female form. We've actually got a little picture here of what the apartment looks like, and you can see that we've censored it for your eyes, but there's just a lot going on.
Great interior decorating you have. So, next trivia question. Where is Sujata's place to vacation? A, Tahiti, B, Vegas, C, Ashburn, D, none of the above.
D.
Ashburn?
None.
None of the above. The correct answer is the dairy aisle of your local Whole Foods where they sell Marenco's. So the last but not least, the man, the myth, the legend. Matt Klein, can you come up here for a minute?
You want to hold this?
Get it, Matt.
Just join us for the roast. For For those of you who don't know Matt, you probably see him in the background of community events that Sujata plans. Yeah, I'm getting paid for that. So, Matt is Sujata's fiance. They got engaged last summer. And Matt's the owner, operator, does everything for Marenko's. And I am going to start a tally of who joins more events outside the community. Dana Stone's husband or Matt Klein? I think it's Matt Klein. So one thing also to note is Sujata in conversation can be talking about capital balances, major EAC changes. It always happens. Finding things out of the woodwork. But somehow Marenko's or Matt always comes up. Talking about, oh, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? Oh, you can make this? My fiance made this with ice cream. You never know. So what? Help me.
So we talked a lot about how Sujata lives a little bit of a double life. Of course, she's got Matt here as well. The tricky thing about Matt is it's not like one of the most rare names. It's a pretty common name. And, from time to time, you might look at your phone, you might see 3 or 4 Matts. And this is an actual text that was received by Matt Rogers from Sujata. And I don't know if you guys can see this in the back, but there's a picture of one of Sujata's friends apparently standing next to an exotic dancer. And then Sujata says, "Yikes, sent this to the wrong Matt, so sorry, mortifying." And I didn't even feel comfortable showing this to you guys because I thought it was a little too embarrassing, but I had not one but 2 senior managers on my side. It got us to thinking that, this probably isn't the only time this happened. There are probably lots of times where, she sent something to the wrong Matt. So we got in touch with Edward Snowden. He hooked us up. And we've got a little game here that we'd like to play where we've got 9 other texts sent to the wrong Matt. Can you tell who the recipient should have been? You want to go ahead and take the first 2?
Yeah. So, Matt is driving me crazy with these MRE questions. Second, Matt is driving me crazy with these NPR podcasts.
Next one is, do you think Caleb will ever show up on time? That one was probably to either Matt. That would have been appropriate. And Angie Park would tell you that no, he won't. Will Marenko's hormone-free ice cream stain the carpet?
Do you think this will be a quick 5-minute activity? She does say 5-minute activity all the time at work. I don't know if I'll be able tonight. It's that time of the month again. Day plus 1's the worst.
I totally stuck Laura with the dirty one. Sorry about that. Just Dance 3 was released. I'm totally playing hooky tomorrow. Do you think Matt can tell I drank 2 bottles of wine while doing that receipt reconciliation last night? And the last but not least, I can't wait to get home to get some of that red hot chocolate. That's a flavor of ice cream. It's available at your local Whole Foods, Westover Market, and Giant. Thank you. Oh. Next trivia question. Who does Sujata think is the most destructive horror story character of all time? A. Godzilla. B. Count Dracula. C. Anyone from Twilight. Or D. Mothra. Right, anyone from Twilight, because they destroyed vampires forever. Oof. Okay. Now we've got a little treat here for you guys. This is a little karaoke show that Sujata put on.
Don't worry, you're not in it. Good.
She's got stage present. Best part is next. That was awesome. All right, I think that's all we got. But I just want to say I've been very honored to be able to roast both Laura and Sujata. Sujata, I'm so blessed to have you as my first supervisor here. I know I wouldn't have made it as far without you. So thank you very much for being a good sport.
All right. Thanks, Caleb and Laura. Congrats, Sujata. I think I needed